The New Civil Liberties Alliance, or NCLA, has filed a complaint on behalf of a Florida-based stationery company over the legality of the president's tariffs on all Chinese imports. Joining us now, Andrew Moore, Senior Litigation Counsel at the New Civil Liberties Alliance. Thank you very much, Andrew, for being with us this morning. Why do you think this tariff policy is unlawful?
Our case challenges the president's effort to impose across-the-board tariffs on China and other countries by using emergency powers under executive order. That's what we challenge as illegal. And that is, he does that to bypass the tariff laws. So this is the president has imposed certain tariffs through executive order under emergency powers rather than complying with the tariff laws. Congress controls tariffs and has passed a whole set of tariff laws that impose conditions and requirements before the president can impose tariffs. And they require certain procedures, and they limit the kind of tariffs the president can impose. The president has skipped over all those laws and declared a national emergency, which I can talk about in a second, and based on that national emergency, issued an executive order imposing these tariffs on China, as well as on Canada and on Mexico, our three largest trading partners. The problem is that...
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the problem is that the emergency statute that the president cites, which I can explain, does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. And I think you'll find it telling, as I did when I found out, that this has never been done before. No president has ever tried to declare a national emergency and impose tariffs, which are a tax on Americans. So this case focuses on misuse of the emergency powers.
Let me, if I could, Andrew, if I could. Sorry. Don't mean to interrupt you. Just to get some clarity for me, I just like to understand things in a basic level. So, is it not true, Andrew, that presidents have forever, or for a long time, and I'm thinking JFK and Johnson, and going all the way down the line, haven't they established executive orders on tariffs?
They have not imposed new tariffs using executive orders and using emergency powers. They have exercised certain powers that Congress assigned the president through tariff statutes. And those require certain kind of administrative procedures, and they set specific requirements before the president can impose a tariff. For example, one statute will say if a certain country is engaging in unfair trade practices, then the president can show that's true and then impose a tariff relating to that country, relating to the industry that's affected by the trade practices. The Congress has not authorized the president to use this emergency statute to say, oh, there's an emergency relating to fentanyl here, for example, and then impose across-the-board tariffs on China. That is a first. And this emergency statute, which has a long name, but the first two words are the critical ones, International Emergency Economic Powers Act, is a statute Congress passed so presidents can act quickly and protect us from foreign threats. And that's a statute the presidents have used for things like sanctioning hostile foreign countries, Russia, Iran, terrorist organizations. And the statute permits the president to do things like impose trade sanctions, freeze assets of hostile countries, or of terrorist groups. That statute does not permit the president to use emergency powers to impose taxes on Americans, which is what tariffs are. So the president is ignoring the language of that statute.
I very much appreciate your time. Thank you very much.